Hey everybody, I'm Becky Adams. Thank you for stopping by my YouTube channel today. Today I am working with the Boho Baby Collection, but from Simple Stories, but this is not a baby themed layout. This is a video that I've had requested that you guys wanted to see this collection, but not necessarily with baby photos or baby story to tell. So this layout is about my husband and I. I've got two photos of us together, and we're gonna create this layout that is not baby themed using a baby collection. If nothing else, friends, I think you need this collection just for the pattern papers. There are so many beautiful pattern papers, and there are very few of them that are you couldn't use them for anything else but a baby themed layout. As you can see here, I've got several different choices of pattern papers that can be used for any theme, honestly. So I'm starting with that kind of a rust colored plaid as my background. And I gutted it, so I cut the center of it out to save it for another project. I honestly should have cut that a little bit different and saved even a little bit more of it. But I wasn't thinking when I cut it, and I just kind of went into auto mode and cut out the center of it. Then I am layering on top of that a piece of warm white color vibe cardstock from Simple Stories. It's really hard to see on the video. I hope that you can see it in some of the still shots in the end, but there is a very light dot. This is a really heavy cardstock. It's got a little bit of texture. One side is just solid color, and then the other side has just the tiniest dot tone on tone pattern. Absolutely my favorite cardstock. It's gorgeous. So I'm using the warm white on this layout, and I did stitch along the top and the left edge of the warm white cardstock using just my sewing machine and white thread. Then I have kind of this, I'm not sure what color I would call it, maybe a maroon burgundy. I don't know for sure, but it's a dark color with kind of some crosshatch marks. And I did stitch around the edge of that with all four sides with my sewing machine and white thread. And then on top of that, I am layering this gorgeous floral pattern paper. This might be, I don't know, I can't play favorites though. I was going to say this might be my favorite paper in the collection, but there are way too many to pick just one. So now it's time to bring in my photos and my journaling and a few other embellishments as well as my title. And I kind of went back and forth. I kind of had a hard time deciding exactly where I wanted to place things. And anyway, so you'll see me kind of shift things around and kind of fuss with it a little bit before it lands on the final spot. So the title though is I Love You, and obviously that's a generic title that you can use for many things, not just a baby page. But I kind of stepped back for just a minute and looked at this page and decided that I wanted to shift that floral paper up to leave room for the title there at the bottom in kind of that maroon colored paper. So the foam stickers are awesome. If you haven't tried Simple Stories foam stickers, you definitely need to. They are the best. And so I'm just removing the clear backing. That's one thing I love about these stickers is it's got a clear backing. So I just cut out the words or elements that I want to use, and then I can move them all over the page and decide exactly where I want them before I have to commit and remove the backing and put them in place. So I have two photos. They are printed. I printed them at home with a and printed them at 3x4. Oh, sorry. It was hard to get those words out, I guess. And then I just adhered them to a piece of white cardstock so that I could just move them as one photo instead of having two photos to move around the layout. So it took me just a minute to get those photos adhered straight. And then I add my journaling, which is I just printed my journaling at home using my regular printer, copy paper, using the American typewriter font. And I just printed the journaling long and skinny so that it would go right alongside of the photos and I didn't want it to take up a ton of space. So I am just adhering this piece of pattern paper. I don't think I mentioned that this piece of pattern paper that the photos and journaling are adhered to is straight from the 6x8 paper pad. I just pulled it right out of the paper pad. I didn't trim it down or do anything. So at this point, I got the idea, because I've got kind of a blank space there above my photo, and I didn't really want to cut that pattern paper down. And so I got the idea to use some white string and kind of make it look like the photos were hanging, kind of like they would hang on a wall, I guess. And so I have just a piece of white string that is in my stash. I honestly don't even remember where I got it. And I tied a knot at each end of the string and kind of what word am I looking for? Tousled the edges? That's not the word I'm looking for. Let me know in the comments below. I cannot think of the word right now. But I made the ends so they're frayed. That's the word I'm looking for. I kind of frayed the ends and adhered them with a little bit of liquid glue. So I wanted to add a pop of that. It's kind of a tan yellow, and this washi tape is the perfect addition. And I just added that there along the top and bottom of the floral pattern paper to just give another layer in texture and that pop of color as well. So now that I have the string adhered, that one end did come up a little bit. I had to go back and adhere that one again. But I tied a bow using the same string, and I wanted to put it up in the middle of that string, so kind of pull it up. But while I'm waiting for the liquid glue to dry, I have a few embellishments that I have pulled that are not baby themed that I wanted to use on this layout. So I love that little chipboard camera. Of course, there are several cute floral elements. I'm adhering that one with a pop dot just behind the bloom of the flower, and then the stem of the flower I'm just tucking behind that little camera. And I believe that's another little blue flower that works perfectly there in that embellishment cluster. I did remove the adhesive backing from that camera, and I am adhering it with a pop dot. These cute file tab stickers are perfect along the right side of the journaling to bring in a little bit more color, and I like the smooth texture of those stickers as well. So now it's time to adhere that string down, and I'm just using a little bit of liquid adhesive. I lift the string up, put some liquid adhesive down, and that's all there is to it. Just get that in place. And then I'll adhere that bow using some liquid adhesive as well right there in the center of that string. So you want to make sure to use a strong liquid glue here. A tape runner just doesn't keep things together. And then right on top of that bow, I'm using some liquid adhesive to adhere an adhesive brad. And I'm only using liquid adhesive because it's not adhering to paper, it's adhering to that string. And with that, I'm going to call this one finished. So let me know in the comments if you are going to be getting this collection. I have it linked in the description box below. I really appreciate you supporting my channel through those links that are in the description box. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you again soon.